Hola muchachos, which is, I guess, a sort of retarded way of saying hello and welcome everybody to the 5th round of Race Department's Formula FG Championship. And today, if you hadn't already guessed by my, well, not very good Mexican, we're in Mexico, Mexico City. I would try to pronounce the track name as well, but I wouldn't do it justice. But it's a fantastic old track that we're at today, the Rodriguez Brothers track. The fantastic front straight, beautiful final corner. The S is fantastic as well. As you can see, it's going to be raining, so it's going to be all over the place, you could argue. Much the same as qualifying, all over the place. Only half the field has really got a decent lap in due to the rain. And so as such, Omar Said starts on pole position ahead of Andrea Dovizioso and his teammate Rui Martins. Cedars, very good for them for sure, but yeah, first pole for Omar and for Cedars. Apex are there, 4th and 5th. Andy Graham in 6th, so the top 6, just 3 teams. We haven't seen that since last season, I don't think. And you're looking back and you see Matt Bailey in 7th, fantastic for him. Tom Barrett's in 9th. And then it starts to get a little bit ugly because you got Chaco in 12th, that's okay. Jamie Cox in 18th, that's not so okay. And then Sigalakis, Sharp and Burner 20th, 21st and 22nd. Very, very hard session for those that have been fighting amongst the front more than once this season. Anyway though, we'll leave that be, and we'll move now to the grid for the first Formula FG Mexican Grand Prix. Right then, so we are on the grid and it's already raining. Fantastic, isn't it? Obviously there's nobody in the commentary box with me today. Bit of a shame, but you can't always get somebody in. Here we go, we've got the lights on and the green light is there and they are off in Mexico. Said at the front here, but I think Dovizioso's snuck ahead. Said's going to have the inside though, but he won't take it, and so Dovizioso moves to the front as the 2 Apexes try to have a look there at Martins. It's just hectic back in the pack end through the first few corners. Matt Bailey here, he's moved up a position. This is going to be a very tricky corner today, I have a feeling. Equally as tricky will be through these S's. We've seen in testing that some cars tend to struggle through here. And it does not end well. Anyway, so Dovizioso now leads. See Sharp moving past McNamara down there. Martins here under pressure from Harvey into the final corner. Fantastic banked curve. He'll keep his position. Dovizioso leads the race on the first lap as Said, I think he's looking to getting ready to have a look up the inside there. Rautavara has just been overtaken by Bailey, so Bailey moves up into 5th. Fantastic effort from him and his team. Chose the right time to go out at qualifying, and it's paying dividends as he now moves up into well, let's a bit of a wiggle there, just as we were talking about him. Keeps it together though, and if anything, he hasn't really lost any time to Harvey in front, so it's no big deal for him. RD Racing earlier in the season, Ben Herbert got 6th place in South Africa. Bailey looking to do a little bit better. Ooh, Rautavara going very wide there. He's going to be under a lot of pressure now from Andy Graham. And I believe that's Utsa behind as well. Utsa sporting a new crash helmet. BRT got their proper car back, and this is fantastic. Side by side through the final corner. Ratavara ends up behind. Now the fun begins again. As Saeed's in front of Dovizioso. Dovizioso though is going to have a look. Very defensive. We look back to see Andy Graham. Going to have to hold around the outside of Ratavara, and he does, but Ratavara holds around the outside as well. Fantastic side-by-side racing from both of them. And I think he's still far enough up. And he'll take the inside, but now he's on the outside. Can he hold it there? That's very dangerous. They're still going side by side. Now Ratavara gives up the position. Fantastic side-by-side racing for majority of the first half of the lap. And Andy Graham gets out ahead in the end. It's Ratavara's really a big loser in the top 10, the only one with a yellow. Of course, that doesn't mean that there are others who haven't gone backwards. Just means they're not in the top 10. Chaco here in 11th. He's ahead of Jamie Cox, who's in 12th after starting 18th, so that's a fantastic effort from him so far. Oh! Oh! Rui Martins! Oh my goodness! Daniel Harvey! Oh, he's already had a massive crash like that once last season. So here we go. We've got Martins coming into the first corner. You can't see anything in the spray. The Vizioso's there. And he just locks up. Oh, goodness. He puts Harvey straight onto his top. I mean, I want to see this. Well, I don't really want to see this. Oh, goodness. That is a massive crash there for Daniel Harvey. Martins will keep going. Harvey's already been taken away. Massive shame for the Brit there. Massive shame for the Portuguese rookie as well. Both of them. Just a very sickening crash there as we look further back, and Berners fighting with Sigalakis, Hansleep, Chaco, McNamara, they're all really fighting down here. Jamie Cox is into 9th, and I don't even know how. He was 12th a moment ago, so he's done very well for himself. We might try to find, here we go, he's in 12th here. This is coming up to the first corner, obviously. There's a collision that's just happened. So what's he done? Oh, he's made up 2 spots there, obviously. There we go, that makes sense. He'll probably have a look up the inside here. And he will, he's going a long way up the inside. That's a very risky way to do it. Oh, and well, it's a shame for Chaco, but I mean that's very well played by Jamie Cox there. You know, he's put his fellow driver there under the pressure to hold the line, and he moved back out. And while that was fine, he had to stick with his line, and he wasn't able to do so. Ben Herbert's in 8th. This is shaping up to be quite good for RD at the moment. Oots having a look at Engberink. Gets the job done. How long will he have the job done for, though? Bailey's up into 3rd. As Engbrink goes up the inside, and I think he's done just enough to dissuade Utsa from trying any other antics. Barrett under A little bit of pressure from Rob Sharp, who replaced him at his former team. So Saeed still leads. Back further here, Ben Herbert. It seems Matt Bailey might be coming in. So obviously some team's going to take the opportunity now, nice and early. Saeed is not one of them. Bailey does seem to be, so it's Saeed by 1.9 from Dovizioso. Bailey's into the lane. Ratavara goes through, Herbert goes through, obviously. Rinho into the top 10. So around half the field is already in. So Bailey maintains his position at the front of all the pit stoppers. Utsa makes up a lot of time on angering. Dovizioso there, so that's an idea of what you can't see at all. Not that there is much to see behind him, but it shows how tricky it is to see in these conditions through mirrors and whatnot. Little wheel there for Saeed. Keeps it together. Lintner into the lane now. Andy Black in as well. Oh, they're all over the place. Deal pops out just ahead of his teammate. We'll go back, we'll find someone that is pitted. Matt Bailey. Seemingly going with quite a few stops.
At the end of this lap.
Saeed, he's going to be serviced this lap. Conditions do seem to be getting a little bit better.
At the end of this lap.
Gratavara in as well. In comes Saeed. Ratbar in as well. Rinyaho. Chaco decides to come in. So Bailey is the first one that'll be coming through. I think he might even be looking at taking the lead here. I'm not sure if anyone's going to beat him out of the lane, and there you have it. A solid undercut there from Matt Bailey as Saeed comes out. I think he may have impeded Graham a little bit. That's going to allow Utsa to catch up onto both of them. Deal is going to move past Davizioso, but in the background you've got Rautavaara and Sigalakis moves up the inside of the fin. Hunsley now. Cox has found himself back outside of the top 10. There's obviously a lot of strategy going on here because it makes no sense to me. Utsa has moved past Saeed, it seems. Whoop! And we find Jack Hunsley has gone off the track. So what's happened here? Looking up the inside of Rautavaara, yeah, it must be. And then he's just overcooked it. Thank you very much. Onto the green stuff, and that's gonna. Well, now he gets to wave at all of them moving past him. Hello. Hello. Cheerio, guys. I'll see you soon. Finds himself in 21st. Even Martins has ended up getting back in front of him. Oh, and Rautavaara hit. Now he's found himself in a pickle as well. So here he is in 10th. Oh, he's just struggling on that corner the entire way around. In testing, we saw that corner. That he's very lucky. That wall claimed quite a few right front suspension and wheels. So he should be happy that he's not one of the next ones to do that. As there's an angry pack forming behind him. Herbert's got Sharp on the outside. The two Brits, or well, Herbert probably prefer to be called an Englishman. Oh, Sharp here. He's going to go 3 wide down into turn 1. No, Rautavaara's being shuffled back. Sharp's still on the inside though of Rinyaho, and he'll move up. So he's now in 13th, and I think he was he about 16th or 17th at the start of the straight, halfway through the final corner, something like that. So that's not too bad from the Brit. Yeah, probably about 17th. Back to the front now. We see Utsa applying pressure to Graham. Matt Bailey keeps it on the track as we see a yellow flag. I assume someone slid off. Yep, Christian Lindner. Oh, and he got a little tap from his teammate. Teammate having a sneaky little look up the inside. And he just does away with his teammate. Well, you know, at the end of the day, they have to live with themselves in the same garage, so they'll come to an agreement. Lintner gets back on his way. Here with Matt Bailey, still leading, as his teammate Ben Herbert is going to have a look up the inside of Rautavaara, and thank you very much, that'll do it. And that's put him right on the back of Rinyaho as well, so we'll see how he does, as Davizioso has been overtaken by Sigalakis, but he's not ready to give it up just yet. Sigalakis has to watch out. He's got himself a Cedars, not moving all that quickly in front of him. Matt Bailey here now. I'm not sure if he's led laps before. He's doing pretty well as it is right now. And it looks like Herbert has gotten past Rinyaho as well, so both the RDs doing quite nicely as it is. This could be why. It seems Rautavaara does have quite a lot of fuel on board. Very, very long stints. Well, as Utsa makes quite an interesting mistake there on the entry to pit lane. Must be a bump or something. Move past as Deal is now holding the lead. We had yellows then. McNamara's up into 5th. I'm not sure how true that is, as Bailey comes out now full of fuel, as does Graham. Engbrink has been in, Sigalakis has been in, Burner, Martins, Sharp, Barrett come out, Utsa, well that's a shame for him. Hunsley's a long way back as well. So as the rain falls down, we're seeing some drivers have gone for 2 quick short stints, and others have gone straight into their long stint, almost straight to the finish, which is an extremely interesting move as Herbert moves back past Rinyaho. Then promptly ducks into the pit. All of those guys fully fueled. Saeed now controls the race again. Rautavaara here, he's going to have a look at Rinyaho, the 2 Finns, down the main straight. Seems to have got the job done, though we can't really see, we're on the wrong side of Rinyaho's car. I think Rinyaho is still holding position. Engbrink here, he's got his teammate right in front of him. The two KF1s behind having a little scrap. Jamie Cox finds himself back inside the top 10. Rautavaara, well that's interesting, Chaco gets by him. Now while we're here, I've just got to mention, Tapio Rinyaho is running 3rd. He did start 19th, so how on earth he has done that is beyond me. Saeed's already coming through the final corner though, as 3rd place is coming through the S's. And he finds himself with 3.2 seconds. At his home race last week, Saeed wasn't able to win. He was able to get 2nd place though in the end, which isn't too bad. Oh, Christian Lindner come through the S's. That was a very nice spin. Here we go. Just gets a little bit loose onto the grass. Boink. Round he goes. Yeah, I'll give it a 7.3. Not too bad. Just completely the wrong sport. Saeed, meanwhile, 3.4 seconds to Davizio, so he's just eking out a little bit more. Lap per lap. Rinyaho Well, I want to see. He's 10.9 down on Dovizioso, so there's not much he can do. He's got Chaco and Rautavaara. This is an interesting battle pack, and then much further back, Matt Bailey in 6th. That's about, well, that's 3.5 seconds. Deal's got 6 seconds behind Bailey. Jamie Cox has found himself 2.8. He'll be looking to move away from Andy Graham, no doubt, who's just under a second behind. Engbrink, black. Sigalakis is right on the tail of Andy Black here. He might have a look down the straight. McNamara's there, Burner hunting the Australian. Sigalakis, here he goes, down the inside, nicely done, and he moves past his replacement. And Speedy. Further back, Rui Martins, he's found himself into 15th, he's ahead of Rob Sharp. Barrett has 17th, Herbert. Utz's ended up being 19th, and I'm not sure how. Hunsley's in 20th, and that's because he had a spin. And Saeed's going to be looking to get Lintner quite soon, I think. You can see him at the end of the straight. He's got something to aim for now. Other than, I think Dovizioso's somewhere behind me in the spray. Did I see that correctly? Matt Bailey. Oh, he's found himself with an electrical problem. Heartbreaking for the Australian. Found himself in a fantastic position, looking to score his first points of the season. An electrical problem is going to rob him of that opportunity. Back to the front, Dovizioso. Still 3.5 seconds behind Saeed. Of course, he won his maiden race in Australia this year. If he were to win today, he'd be the first double winner of the season. Rinyaho, I think he's looking to break his own record of starting furthest back, which is 15 spots. Well, he's already up 16, so he's just got to stay there. So that's the most spots to a podium, I should mention, but I think it's probably the... I can't think of many other occasions where someone's moved up further than that. Saeed just moving away a little bit more from Dovizioso, another couple of tenths. Rinyaho here, he's actually pulled away a little bit from Chaco, and I'm a bit surprised by that. I mean, the Falcon has got an extremely powerful Mercedes engine. I would have expected to see him pulling some serious kph down the main straight, but it doesn't seem he's able to do that at the moment, Chaco. And it might just be he's not fully up to driving the car, and then nothing to take away from. Much like Chaco, I mean, obviously he's fantastic, but got to be very committed to it. Sigalakis moves past his former teammate, but Angbrink's gonna fight back. Yes, no, maybe, okay. We seem to be at an agreement. And Sigalakis gets past and stays past. Just when Angbrink thought, well, at least that car's gone, nah, the sister car's right behind him. Jamie Cox, I wonder, he might be catching Deal just a little bit. Maybe not. Oh, Andy Graham. Just coming through the S's. Just didn't get that corner quite right. A little bit of understeer into the wall. Nothing too bad, but then he spins. And while Lintner was able to spin around perfectly, Andy Graham does not catch his slide. And instead slides across the track into the other wall. Now, it's not terminal yet. No, in fact, he's got it going again. You can see the plume of someone way in the background. That'd be Lintner, I believe. It could even be Saeed, who knows? Bit of a shame there for Andy Graham. Well, in the top 10. Here's his teammate, Davizioso. He's probably going to come up to him and say, "Hey, how did you get in front of me?" "Oh, wait, you're a lap down." "Oh, interesting." Utsa moves past Herbert on the telemetry, it says. So far, as we approach lap 20, start of lap 20, only one retirement so far. Daniel Harvey in quite a sickening collision at the first corner. And that's Deal making a very big mistake, which allows Cox to really close right in on him. And, wow, Deal may have just signed his own death warrant there. I mean, it's going to be a mighty effort to stay ahead of a N-Tech down this straight. Not least, Jamie Cox has shown that he's got a very good race pace this season. Davizioso just losing time all the time. Brigno, Traco, Radovar still there. Deal has actually held Cox behind him. Sigalakis, Angbrink now having to hold back McNamara a little bit. Black is going to have to hold off Burner. Sharp, Martins, Barrett, Utsa, Herbert, Hunsley. Shame for Bailey. Graham in 20th, Lintner 21st, and Saeed doesn't seem to be catching the Hungarian anymore. Back to Davizioso here. McNamara. And off he goes. Oh, and just hits Burner. Australian finished 7th last season, scored a win in Hungary, yet to finish in the points this season. Back up the front here with Rinyaho. 3.3 back to Chaco, so pulling away nicely. As Ratavara looks to be sizing up the Hungarian. Chaco just, not since Australia, he hasn't seemed to be at one with the car. In Singapore, he had the opportunity to really fight with Jamie Cox, and he just didn't take it. He didn't seem like he could trust the car almost. And I think it's showing here. He's not pushing through the rain and the wet. He's sitting back, and it's allowing Rinyaho just to leave him for dust. In a car that should be, you know, Chaco should be overtaking Rinyaho. That's my personal opinion. Engbrink, oh, that's a wide line to take. He comes back on. Whoopsie daisies. Hi, Andy. Hi, James. And he's going to have to wait for a decent line of cars to pass him now. And he has to find reverse, in fact. So Engbrink spins himself out of a 9th. One man that has not spun himself out of any position today is Omar Saeed. McNamara here now. Oh, that's an interesting way to enter the corner. A little bit sideways, but he catches it. May have been taking tips from his boss on Scandinavian flicks. In the end, he doesn't seem to lose many positions. Here's Rinyaho, true Scandinavian. Back to Chaco now. He is sharp. Oh, that's a very wide line. Has he got... I don't think he's got Martins on the inside of him. No, definitely not. So a little bit of a mistake there from the Brit. Just makes it a little bit harder to catch the person in front when you're not taking the correct line. Hunsley's just past Herbert, I think. Cox still chasing Deal. Just losing a little bit of time there, the Australian. Back to Rinyaho. He's catching Dovizioso a little bit by little bit, leaving Chaco behind a little bit by little bit. As we begin to approach halfway. Saeed has been masterful so far. Nothing has gone wrong for the Turk. He's just pulling away from Dovizioso. Got a nice rate. There's just not much Dovizioso could hope to do against someone in form like this. He's just in a perfect position as Hunsley and Barrett, and that's not the way to do it, boys. Barrett will get going again. He finds reverse. Hunsley was nose deep into the wall, and he ended up moving past Barrett as well. That's very interesting. Barrett doesn't know which way he's going, so I think that's fair enough, but it's a shame for Barrett now. He's going to have to pit. He'll probably end up a lap down, so you know, he can't be helped in that regard at all. McNamara here, he'll have a look at Andy Black again, and he's already passed into the corner, and he holds the position on the Dane. Lintner moves past his teammate, probably nearly sent him into the tyre bundle there on the outside of the final corner. Here comes Saeed. Oh yeah, that's for sure. He's going to put Barrett the lap down now. But where will Barrett pop out is the question, you know, and what sort of impact is that going to have on the racing? Dovizioso's through. Rinjaho will come through. Barrett will come out. This could be problematic. Chaco's fine. And Rautavara clears him as well. So no big problem as we see Deal and Cox and Sigalakis just catching a little bit in the background, much further back. Burner and Sharp. Here we go, drag racing down the main straight. Sharp, just rather simple pass in the end. Burner nowhere to really fight it. I think he was halfway between trying around the outside and an undercut. In the end he just found himself out wide with nowhere to go as Rob Sharp, he just sliding around a little bit on the entry to the corner. Burner smells an opportunity, but in the end finds nothing. Back to the front, Saeed, 4.5 seconds. Rautavara, oh goodness. Lone Apex, spins around, keeps all four wheels, but there goes Deal, there goes Cox. Sigalakis will go through, oh he's going to try for it. McNamara will end up going through. Oh, he's going to... Ooh. Oh, there's not much room there. Rautavara now finds himself down in 16th. So then, with that, we'll find ourselves up an opportunity to take a break as we find Omar Saeed leading the Mexican Grand Prix by 4.7 seconds from Andrea Dovizioso. Rinjaho in third, Chaco fourth, Deal fifth, Cox sixth, Sigalakis in seventh, with his teammate McNamara in eighth, Andy Black in ninth, and Rob Sharp making up top 10. We'll be back right after this.